Hey guys, at BV Matson here, and we are going to clean up a really rusty CL350 fender. You can see where I already started to attack this, so I'm pretty optimistic that we're going to do well with this. But it's pretty crusty and it's going to take some work. So let's take a look at some of the products that we'll use on cleaning this up. All right, first step, I can't recommend this enough, actually. Colonel Brassy, an industrial strength hard surface cleaner. You can use it brass, copper, chrome, stainless steel, blah, blah, blah. One note, don't use this on like perfect chrome, all right, because it does have a little bit of an abrasive in it and it can scratch it. So on the back, I think it says don't use with show chrome, I think is what they use. But on something like this, we're going to be able to clean it up using Colonel Brassy. Definitely worth it. Picked it up at a local motorcycle shop. I actually saw it online as well, so just go grab some of that. Once we do the bulk of the work with that, we're going to move over to some Wizards metal polish for motorcycles. This stuff is amazing, and it's pretty unique as well. So it's actually in a bag, and it's a bunch of cotton with the solvent or the polish right on it. Magic stuff. Transforms metal. We'll use it. Stuff is amazing. Once we do all that, I'm just going to go to my old standby turtle wax. All right, we'll put a nice coat of turtle wax. We'll start being pretty regular about keeping this thing polished once we get it all cleaned up. You're also just going to need a bunch of microfiber towels, and we're going to go through probably a whole bunch of them in this process. Other than that, we'll see how it goes. We might need a little bit of super fine steel wool for some of the really bad spots. But here you can see I scraped on it just a little bit with my finger, and it actually cleaned up. So let me give you a good angle here, and let's dive in. So what I think I'm going to do here is just for kind of a proper kind of before and after, I'm going to just take it from this seam all the way to one side, and then we'll be able to see what's going on. Now, I'm going to shake up my Colonel Brassy. Okay, I'm going to get this ready to go. And I'm just going to drop just small little amounts. Kind of the damn thing's clogged up here. Come on. Got to find a little pin or something, clean out the little port here. There we go. Get some of this. Don't need much. This is probably way too much at this point. But what we're going to do, we're going to get our micro towel out and just start working this in. There's a little bit of there's a coarseness to this. And you can see we're already taking that rust out. The key to doing a good job with this is to continually rotate your rag. Okay, what you don't want to be doing is pushing the rust and all the material that you're taking out right back in to the material. Okay, so I'm just going to take this, I'm going to hit this section here and see how clean we can get it. This thing's pretty pitted in some spots, so it could be this could be a challenge today to try and get this all cleaned up. But we got a couple tricks that we can do to get at some of these more aggressive pieces. But for now, let's just do kind of a let's just do kind of a once-over on this thing and see if we can start hitting it. You can already see the oxidation coming off of that pretty good. We've got some pitting here. We'll be able to deal with that as well. So I'm going to switch to a time-lapse mode, and we're just going to start working this fender. All right, so we're going. We still got some pretty, deep pitting happening in just a few areas. So I'm actually going to dive into just a little bit of steel wool. I'm not going to go crazy with the steel wool, and I'm actually going to use 000. You could actually go to the 40 as well, but you definitely don't want to be getting into these really coarse steel wools. I wouldn't go any more aggressive than the triple. I just happen to have the triple on hand right now. So same process, but I just want to hit one of these spots. So I'm just going to take a little section under here, and let's just see how it goes. We'll see if we can clean this up at all. Usually the steel wool is going to be able to knock through some of the deeper, badder imperfections, but you just don't want to be too aggressive because you're actually, you have huge potential to put some nice swirls into your chrome when you do that. You can already see the material starting to come off. It's going to clean up. This is going to take this is going to take an effort for sure. but I think it's coming out, and I don't think that the chrome is ruined by any means. Again, just keep turning your material. Once it gets totally clogged up, that's when you need to rotate it, flip it around, get a nice clean piece back on it. So we're just going to hit this. Yeah, it's coming off. Definitely got to work on like one little speck at a time. But it's coming out. It's a little coarse. Let's give it a wipe. Let's see how it looks. There we go. Yep, this is going to clean out good. And it's not leaving a lot of swirls either. So again, just don't get too aggressive with what you're doing there. Let me move over to this spot. Let me give you a little bit of zoom so you can kind of see this a little bit better. And let's see if we can knock this down. We'll take a little bit of the Colonel Brassy, take a clean spot on the steel wool, and we're just going to rotate, start working it, see if we can get it out. See if we can get these little specks to come out. See if it's through the chrome. One of the cool things, you know, with vintage motorcycles is that the chrome's usually of a pretty high quality, and it can put up with a lot before it starts to get pitted up and through. Some of these are pretty bad, though. I can already see that. But it's getting better. It's getting better. It's going to take some work. Some of this stuff just disappears right before your eyes. Other parts are going to be definitely a little bit more of a challenge. I'm going to work myself around here just a little bit on these tags. If I can save these original stickers, that would be amazing as well. But I'm just going to, you know, not get crazy with it, but just start working some of these rusty spots out. Let's see, here we got some more in here. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, this is pretty much an afternoon project. I'm telling you, just to keep working it. There we go. Push that out. It's already starting to come together. Look at how much more shiny that is already. We'll keep working this. Actually, I haven't been working on this for very long, and it already is a huge, huge difference. So I'm going to do a little bit more Colonel Brassy. Get my really fine sand, steel wool out. Let's just keep working things, okay? That's what you do. I mean, it's a lot of elbow grease. It's a lot of time. But what I found, man, I started to take a lot of pride in my different parts for these bikes. That's why in the hashtags on Instagram, it's always one part at a time. It truly is. You know, take a piece, work it, get it to where you want it, where you feel good about it, and then move on to the next one. Pick up another piece off of the table and move forward. But that's what we're doing here, okay? We're just going to keep working this. You got to get a little aggressive with it sometimes. But again, as we keep going, that fender is starting to shine. It's going to have these patina pits in it. I'm totally fine with that. I mean, this is not, you know, in my mind, it's not a show bike by any means. We just want to restore it as best as we possibly can with as many of the original parts as we possibly can. That's the goal. So little imperfections don't really bother me a whole lot. But I'm just going to keep on working this. We'll switch back to time-lapse mode and just keep on working it. All right, you can see we've made some progress here. It's looking better. Colonel Brassy for the win. I still got some work to go, but I want to get this video out because I actually received some comments on some of the Instagram posts, and I just want to show you what I'm using. I want to show you this Wizards stuff. All right, again, that's what we're using. I absolutely love this stuff. It's beautiful. All you're going to do is you're going to take a little piece, take a piece out, and you don't need much. I mean, maybe the size of a, no, a little bit more than that. Maybe the size of your thumbnail, something. Just grab just enough of the material. And then what you want to do is just when you put this back in the bag, make sure you wrap it up real good so you don't have a bunch of air trapped inside of it, because you want to keep this stuff nice and fresh. So then just jam it back in the box. I'm probably going to have this have this box for 20 years. But what we're going to do is it's a really, really cool little product. It's really fine. And we're going to just start working this into the fender. All right, I've got to come back and hit some of these pitted spots for sure. But we're just going to take it, And we're going to keep working it. And this is some magic stuff. You can see it's starting to get a little black. Don't worry. Just keep rotating it. This stuff is actually good. You can get this stuff almost completely black, and it'll still work. It's pretty fantastic stuff. So I'm just going to go around. I'm going to start hitting everything. Nice little circular motion. Moving around the fender. Trying to get every little piece on it. I hope my lighting is good enough so that you guys can see the impact that this stuff is going to have. So I'm going to switch back over to time-lapse mode as I give this fender a really nice coating of the Wizards. All right, just putting the, just making sure it's all fogged up. I think I'm about there. Again, I should probably put, I'm going to put a lot more time into this, but for the record, just kind of doing this. Now, before you wipe this stuff off, get a clean rag. Get a totally clean rag that hasn't been on anything else. I'm going to just grab a completely different color. So my pink rag is going to be for my Wizards. And we're just going to start wiping it off. And I tell you what, I hope you can see the difference that this stuff does make once you put it on. I don't know if it's translating on camera so much, but this Wizard stuff just seems to like smooth everything out. Now take a look at that. Can you believe this is the same fender? We still got a little bit of work to do. Like you can see here, in this little area, we've got some pitting here, but guys, it's amazing. You can see too on your rag, you start to get that black stuff on your rag, move on and just keep going. When you think you're done, flip the rag and start hitting it again, and I guarantee you, you're going to start seeing more black coming off of there, all right? That's what you want. We're cleaning off oxidation, rust, all these things. Sometimes you think you're done, and honestly, you're not. You usually got a ways to go. So that's what I'm doing, all right? So next step, we got the Wizards. I think I got most of that off. It's like a night and day difference, guys. It's going to look okay. Wipe this all off. Make sure you're all covered there. All right, and the next thing that I like to do is just to go to old school turtle wax. Works really, really well. I'm gonna grab a fresh rag. I'm just gonna put a coat of wax on it. All right, and yeah, we're just gonna sit, put a nice coat of wax on it. Rub that in real good. And then we're going to wait for that to haze up. We're going to wash it off, or wipe it off, and we'll be good to go. Let's go back to time-lapse mode. All right, we've been letting it sit a little bit. We got the nice fog established. Go get yourself a clean rag and start working that out. Wipe off that hazy color. And then we'll reveal ourselves something pretty nice. Oh, my God. This is going pretty well. This is going pretty well. Remember, keep rotating your rag. Most important thing you can do. Just keep hitting this. Get up in here. Keep working it. Get the wax off. And you can see here, got a little issue. I think, I don't have a welder or access to a welder. But I got a big crack here in this fender. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rivet gun and pop a rivet into this. It'll be fine. I'm not too worried about it. Clean that up. Pop a rivet in there. Good enough for me. Not sure how the hell that would break like that. That bike must have tipped over at some point. But, whatever. God, look at that thing shine. This is fantastic. All right, we got that all wiped off. Kind of a quick tutorial on how to shine stuff. So here is where we're at now. Here's where we were. Seriously, just 2 products. All right. Colonel Brassy. Working it with the Colonel Brassy. I'm working it with Wizards. You need a ton of different rags. You're gonna need some really fine steel wool to get this done. And you can do it. Like, let's take a close look here, side by side. Not too bad, guys. I really didn't work on this very long. Not long at all. We're gonna be able to tackle this other side of the fender, and we're good. But I'm pretty pleased with that for just a quick stab at it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Look at that. And we're just going to keep working on it. I mean, I guarantee I'll probably be touching this. I'll probably be touching this part probably 3 more times. Fine tuning, getting in here, trying to get some of these little nicks out. Cleaning them up. But that's it, man. That's all I'm doing to clean these up. Again, before and after. Look at this. This is what we were dealing with. All right? And that's what we ended up with. It's going to look beautiful on the bike. We're going to get it there, guys. Hope you learned something. Keep moving your rag is the biggest tip I can give you guys. And then prepare for cramps in your hand, especially in your thumb. I've been doing this for about a half hour, 45 minutes already. And I can just feel that tension in your hand. You're going to doing this all day long. Whew, it'll burn you out. It's good stuff. If you guys enjoyed the video, please subscribe. Means a lot. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this whole process. And, of course, follow along on Instagram and Twitter at BV Matson. Look at that. Boom to boom. Have a great day, guys.